Hello YouTube, welcome back to another game of Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void. This is going to be the second game from this series. I don't know if this was actually the first one or the second one, but it's the second one that I'm casting, so I will call it that. It's MarineLorD versus Lilbow on an edited version of Runes of Seras, and it is a Protoss versus Terran. The edit, by the way, as you can see on screen right now, is actually one gas per base. So looking at this map, we've got ourselves one gas everywhere except for potentially these two bases. So that was how it was in the previous one. So yes, looking at this, the only base where there's two gases is actually the middle gold one. So I think that a sneaky gold base here might actually be a good idea, but of course a very risky move because it puts you back on economy for quite some time. So a quick reminder, you might have seen that at the beginning of this video. I am giving away a mouse very shortly based on the winner's choice. You can get either Logitech G402 or a Razer Abyssus, which are displayed right here on the bottom right hand side of the game or the screen. You're seeing it right there. So of course, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the giveaway video, which will be so soon. I'm only at the casting of this video, by the way, about 40 subscribers away. So super close to that. And of course, if you need a gaming mouse, this will be a perfect time for you, since I am going to be giving away a free one. Now, in my welcome video, I also mentioned that I might potentially give away something like a Siberia V2, which is a SteelSeries headset, or a Corsair K30, which is a Corsair gaming keyboard. And those will probably be held in the future ones. We'll see how this one goes. I'm honestly hoping that I will get a fair bit of subscribers out of it, because these things usually attract quite a bit of a crowd, and I'm not just doing it to get that, by the way. I'm also doing it because I would like to give back a little bit, since, you know, I do make somewhat of a sum of money off, you know, YouTube partnership and all that, and I think that it's only fair that I give a little bit back to the community. Well, based on these giveaways, it's gonna be pretty much all of it, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So let's see how our player is gonna be building out here. Looks like we've got ourselves another 1-1-1 build coming out from MarineLorD. I think he's probably gonna try to do a very similar build as in the previous game, simply because he's actually and you know what, we might as well bring up the score at this point. It's 2 minutes into the game. The first one is won by MarineLorD. And what he did essentially was just steamroll his opponent with a bunch of Marines. And I thought that it's a little bit unfair. I mean, Marines don't cost any gas, and they are so powerful against pretty much anything when they're in big groups. Just stem them up and you're ready to go. You're just... Oh, a game has been recovered from a replay. That's interesting. So they actually... somebody ended up either crashing or disconnecting there. Maybe it's because of the map being custom and everything, but that's pretty cool. Looks like we're continuing on exactly where we left off with no interruption. So it looks like we got ourselves double Hellions. And ooh, that is so interesting. This is super interesting. He's actually going for a Stargate, despite the fact that he's only on one gas. That is so difficult to sustain. That is crazy difficult. So we'll see if he does anything different. Honestly, I don't think he should be doing this. I mean, if you look at this, he's got himself 2 Hellions on the way, but he's got nothing to defend against. He's got himself 1 Adept. That puts him at such a big disadvantage. Second one coming out now, but with 2 Hellions on the map. Now, funny enough, Adepts are really good against Hellions, but still, it's just such a... It's not a great position for him to be in, I think, with Hellions on the way. I think what he needs to do right now is get a bunch of ground units, but before that, he needs to... honestly, it's a bit of a hard call, because it's not a typical game, since you've only got yourself 1 gas, but... Let's see, as you can see here, again, double Marines coming out. He's building himself widow mines like previously. And of course, MarineLorD is doing just fine. He's just pumping out low gas units right now. But the problem for Protoss is they're a lot more gas dependent. So the good counters to Marines are, of course, Disruptors, Colossi, and unfortunately for Lilbow, they're super gas dependent. It's not that easy to get them out on 1 gas. So it will be a bit of a challenge once he can get that up. In fact, funny enough, he's not actually... I mean, look at that. He's got himself 26 workers on this Nexus, and he's not transferring them. So I think this is a bit of an error. I mean, I think he could hold off against those Hellions quite fine. He's got himself 3 Adepts now, and Adepts are so good against Hellions. It takes, what, 4 shots to kill them off? 3 shots even. Sorry, it's 3 shots. It's 32 per hit. No, sorry, 22 Yeah, it's 22 per hit, so it is indeed 4. With 4, he can just essentially one-shot each of those. And of course, the Hellions don't kill them off as fast. Let's see, he's actually bringing out Phoenixes, and there we go. We got ourselves Widow Mines here. Now, has he killed off any big hits here that we didn't see? No, he didn't. He's only killed off 3 so far. This one medevac is toast. And the Hellions coming around the back. Oh, nicely put down pylon. That was quite beautiful. Just blocking off. That was a good play. That was really good play there. Managing to block off the middle line just so that those Hellions get blocked off. And of course, overcharging here. That was really, really good, I have to say. So Lilbow not letting any slip-ups here. Oh, and this medevac also getting caught. This is some really good play here. This is really good right now. So I have to say, Lilbow is doing severely better than his opponent in terms of micro right now. The question is going to be whether MarineLorD is just going to pump out a bunch of Marines and just steamroll his opponent. He's got himself barracks on the way. 2 more. Let's see. So we got ourselves upgrades coming out for Protoss as well. He's got getting himself 1 forge. And I think weapons might be a good idea. I think he could probably use resonating glaives as well. I mean, if he's going up against Marines, he probably should get himself Adepts as upgraded as possible, since that is going to be very, very good against Marines. So he is getting himself a Twilight Council, so probably going to see that coming out straight afterwards. I think what he's doing right now is exactly where he needs to head in that direction. Getting himself the upgrades for the ground units, and of course, the Twilight Council. Let's see, 3 Phoenixes here. Got himself another command center anyways. And this SCV moving down the line here. A little bit peculiar. I think he should probably, I mean, this is not as quick game as the last one. The last one was a little bit longer than this already. And this is not looking anywhere near the end right now. So honestly, I think that a secret base over here would have made loads of sense right now. Nobody has scouted it out yet. And I don't think either of them is even thinking about that right now, because they're probably just trying to, you know, build up their economy, build up their, well, not so much economy anymore. It seems more building up their units. And Lilbow's production is kind of halted as well. He doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot right now. There we go. This is spotting over here, and yeah, it looks like he was actually. Oh, I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. Oh, nice hits there, right on target. Perfect. Managing to get 2 of those really, really low right now, and he's actually dragging the medevac straight through it. This is some really good play right now, MarineLorD. This is actually a nice series. I'm glad I casted this second game. And he's got himself a bunch of Adepts. Let's count those. It is a total of 23 versus 21 Marines. That would become a big massacre. And funny enough, Lilbow, what is he doing? Lilbow has opted to go for Blink instead of Resonating Glaives. To me, considering he's got an exact number of 0 Stalkers and 23 Adepts, makes absolutely no sense. He's only getting Stalkers now, but the fact that he's not getting the Resonating Glaives upgrade is just baffling me right now. Honestly, I question that decision. I question it seriously. But then again, it's just a custom map. They're obviously just trying to have a little bit of fun. Nothing too serious. Let's see, I should probably be using my my silent mouse for casting. I don't know if there's been much clicking throughout this cast so far, but I will switch over to that now, just to save you the clicking noises, because I know in the past, when I was using my old microphone, I had a big problem with clicking, up until I started removing background noise. But background noise, unfortunately, removing that also removes a bit of the naturalness of the actual voice sound, so it's not something that you want to be doing too much, otherwise your voice just sounds terrible. With this mic, I'm fortunate enough to not have to do that at all, because the mic is pretty good at isolating background sound. The only thing is, of course, the mouse was super loud, so I also went ahead and got myself a silent gaming mouse, which essentially, like, I'm spam clicking this right now. Listen. Can you hear it? Probably not. I mean, it might be super quiet in the background, but if I move it up here, that's exactly like this is literally right up to the microphone. If I was like that with my mouth, you'd probably be hearing a lot of puffs and huffs in the microphone, which you don't want to do that at all. And there we go. Resonating Glaive's now being researched. He's got himself the blink. He's actually gotten himself a bunch of stalkers in the meantime, and I think he should actually turn. Oh, maybe not. Those are really close behind. But with stalkers, he could have probably just done a bit of puck shots onto that. Just do a bit of damage, try to get a few out. Because right now, level 2 weapons is about to complete for Bio, and as well he's getting himself the marine shields. And once those are up, his army is going to be so powerful. And I don't think that getting stalkers was a very good idea. I mean, realistically, there's a lot of marauders here as well. So it's not 100% marine. And you know what? I have to say that this map has brought out such interesting game styles simply because it brings you back to Wings of Liberty gameplay. Not fully 100%, since of course there was no Widow Mines, and there was no what are they called, the depths back then. But it brings you back to the times where there was Marines and Marauder armies. There were pretty big balls of that, and no pun intended of any sort. But just, you know, pretty big Marine and Marauder balls, and it would just be so difficult to deal with because they were so powerful. But at the same time, all you would have is like a bunch of Colossi coming out. Oh no, he's landing straight onto those units. Is that going to be enough? His army is right now melting. 96 to 66 supply. I think he's actually went a little bit preemptively into that without his stalkers, and I think this might actually have just costed him the game. Lilbow losing the game, and oh no, he didn't manage to use any of his robo units again. As I thought, to be honest, this did very heavily favor the Marine player, or the Terran player here, because Marines and Marauders are a lot cheaper to build than Adepts. So that's pretty much it. That's the only 2 games I downloaded from the series. I think there's actually no more other ones, but maybe there's another one. I can't quite remember from when I was downloading it, but that's pretty much that. It is a pretty cool series. I think that in terms of another game, it would probably result in the same thing, because all our player really has to do, all the Terran player has to do, is just steamroll his opponent with Marines, and that's pretty much that. So that's pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Our giveaway is going to be held very shortly. As a quick reminder, I don't think I need to do it since it's pretty much on every screen at this point that I'm casting. And that's pretty much it. Good luck, take care, see you guys very shortly.